Welcome back to Beg, Borrow, Steal the Save, where we're trying to go from the 4th division of Spanish football to the very top without spending any money on transfers. We've made it all the way to La Liga. We're 5 games from the end of our first season, but we've left ourselves an almighty challenge in our last 5 games. We've got Real Madrid today, Barcelona in our next match, and second place Villarreal before the end of the campaign. And by my maths, we're going to need to beat one of those 3 teams if we're going to have any hope of achieving our objectives. But do not despair, our goals have shifted somewhat. We're not talking about needing a result against one of the big teams just to stave off relegation. No, we've been on such an almighty charge. We're now up to 5th in the table, and there's a possibility that we could qualify for Europe. Teams down all the way to 7th will qualify for the Europa League, because the Copa del Rey final was contested between Madrid and Villarreal, and both of those clubs have already qualified for the Champions League. However, with 5 games to go, 15 points to play for, we've got games against Real Madrid today, Barcelona next, and Villarreal before the end of the season. The smart money would be on us losing all 3 of those. Our other 2 encounters are against Levante and Osasuna, so there's a chance we could get 6 points from 15. Well, where would 6 points leave us? It would leave us on 60 points overall, looking vulnerable to the teams behind us, I think. It would mean that 8th place Athletic Bilbao would only need 9 points from their final 15 in order to tie it up. And when you look at the fixtures that Wayne Rooney's side have, I think they've got some winnable games. They're going to be playing the 10th place team, the 11th place team, the 19th place team. Then they've got Sevilla, who are down in 14th. And Sociedad, who are just 12th. You'd think on paper, by today's standards, Sevilla and Sociedad would be tough games. I'm not entirely sure whether they would be. Are there any other teams below us that we could rely on falling below 60 points? Maybe a more realistic chance might be Betis. They've got a slightly tougher run in. They've got Getafe today, then they've got Malaga before a Sevilla derby. And although Sevilla are down in 14th place, Derby could throw up any kind of result. Real Sociedad, I guess, could do us a good turn on their day. And then Real Madrid in the last game would be another tough one for them. So imagine they lose their final 3 and they only get 6 points from their final 5 games. You never know. We might just be able to achieve a place in Europe. But I think we're going to need to get a win against either Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Villarreal. So we've brought you back for the Real Madrid game today to see how we get on. So here is that run of form, and I've reversed the fixtures for you so they head up the page so that you can see all of the information behind me. In that last episode, we beat Cadiz 3-0. That was our 3rd victory on the spin. Little did I know at that stage that we were in the midst of an incredibly good run, because in the next game we beat Almeria, doing all the work in the first 15 minutes before a 6-1 victory against Alaves, arguably our best result of the season. We went down early, but we weren't behind for long. Corriendaba thumped a header home from a corner after 5 minutes, and then the boys just ran riot, and Bula looked absolutely superb. Rossi continues to bang in goals now. I think he's 2nd or 3rd top scorer in La Liga, and of course Landa just trots off the bench, pops in a goal, doing what Landa does. In our next game, we followed it up with another victory where we beat Granada 3-0 this time. We'll just show you who came off the bench and got the 3rd assist. That's right, it was Landa. Yes, he's been offered a new 2-year contract. Yes, that's going to invoke all kinds of criticism from the comment section below. I'm immune to it now. Do your worst. He's like a son to me. The only blot on our copybook was in our next game. We lost 2-1 to Getafe. Didn't really look that good in this game. Maybe we were worthy of a point at a push. Certainly don't think we were capable of winning this game, and we had some poor performances from some of our key players. Just looked a little bit docile in this game, but we've responded with 3 additional wins. Firstly, we took on Malaga. We got ourselves a 3-1 victory, a couple of goals for Rossi, and when Mbula's been injured, Femi Aziz has been coming into the side. He's been doing well. He's got 8 goals this season. He's only started 12 games. We then played Sociedad. We huffed and we puffed, we didn't make easy work of this, but another goal from Femi Aziz meant that we were able to cling on and get ourselves a victory as Sociedad came at us late on. But in our last game, which I thought would be quite a toughie, we played Sevilla and we humbled them 4-1. Goals from Rossi, a brace, 2 from Cordoba, who has been superb over recent weeks, and we got ourselves a 4-1 victory. And the news on Cordoba is good. He's now committed to a new 5-year contract, and in it I've managed to up his minimum fee release clause to £50 million. I wouldn't rule out getting some decent bids for him in the summer, because now that he's signed a new contract, his value is estimated as high as £39 million. So it could be that he might have some potential suitors during the window, but at least we've got him tied down to a contract that means that his minimum fee release clause is no longer a paltry £8 million. So there's our update on the form. We're looking good, but we know we've got tough games to come. So I think we're up against the champions-elect this afternoon. We've got Real Madrid, 6 points clear of Villarreal, 15 points to play for. They've already won the Copa del Rey. I think they're likely double winners this season. It's going to be incredibly difficult to get a result, and we're away as well. But we are playing well and looking good. We've got great link-ups between our 4 central midfielders now, showing how used they are to getting to play the system, play with each other, and they're performing well in it as well. Cordoba has, of course, been immense for us this season. He's now up to 10 assists and 5 goals. He's looking absolutely superb, still only 19. Remember, he played virtually no football before we signed him on a free transfer following his release by Bilbao. He played 23 games in the 4th division, and that was pretty much it. And now he's one of our leading lights in La Liga. But I think special praise needs to go to Antonio Pacheco, not because of how well he's played, although he is averaging above a 7.2. But this guy was not within a country mile of my plans at the start of the season. I was awaiting offers for him, or I was trying to ship him out on loan. He's still humbly waiting for a team to make an offer to match his agreed £230,000 sale fee. But he's come into the team because some of our other midfielders all have player traits that encourage them to get further forward on the pitch, even though they can play in these deeper slots. Whereas our mate Pacheco is the complete opposite. He stays back at all times, and I think that has just given us the stability and the axis on which to build this tactic around. As a halfback, he's essentially playing as a third centre-back a lot of the time, giving us cover as other players race forward. And at 6 foot and a jumping reach of 14 and tackling of 15, he's not a bad central defensive option. So playing as this halfback, he has been crucial. Our big decision this afternoon is whether we go with Aziz up front or whether we bring back Jordi Mbula. I'm thinking Mbula might be our man. He's got 11 goals this season, but many of those have come over recent games. I think the only change we'll make to our lineup from the last game is Mbula in for Aziz, but Aziz is there on the bench, ready to pounce if we need him. I'll take a point right now. A win would be unthinkable. A defeat is likely. Let's see how we do. So normally these games against Barcelona or Real Madrid are seen as just a free hit. You just go out and see whether you can avoid an absolute mauling. But with 3 games against big teams in the final 5, we're looking to pick up a win in one of those 3. You're thinking Villarreal, even though they're second and Barcelona are 4th, is going to be our most likely chance. But if we could nick a win at either Barca or at Real Madrid, it would put us in with a great chance of qualifying for the Europa League. And that was nowhere near our agenda at the start of the season. We were looking to avoid coming bottom, really. I don't think we had any real aspirations of avoiding the drop. But we have had a great campaign. I think we've just got lucky, really, that some of the signings that we bought in for free in the summer, like Milanese and Cordoba, have really played well. And I also think we got a little bit lucky in that we've stumbled accidentally into a system that seems to be working very well. We've got 17 minutes on the clock. I've not seen us be outclassed yet. In fact, we're coming forward now. We've got Mbula on the ball. All of his options are through the middle. Rossi gets it to Cordoba. And he has blasted one. Courtois tips it over, I think, but he might have been offside. We're into the highlights again. We've come to the home of Real Madrid. We've not looked too shabby early on, and Cordoba's in again. He could have taken that on and tried to place a shot past the keeper. Instead, he's blasted another effort. This one's gone over the bar, but you can see what a threat he is. Rushing on from central midfield. But now we've got more work to do. They've got the ball down our right. We're still weak in full-back positions, I think. And we've been made to pay Lewandowski. 49 years old he is now. But he is still a threat when you just roll the ball to him on the penalty spot. And we've been undone. We've played all right early on, but going a goal down after 23 minutes, you've got to suspect that's not going to be the last goal we're going to concede today. So we might need to write this one off as the game that we're not going to win. That will already drop us down to 6. 3 shots, 2 on target. They've had 6 shots and 3 on target. Not a disastrous first half. If we could come out and get a goal back in the second half and cling on for grim death, well, that would be a result beyond my expectations. Let's see if we can G the boys up. So our performances in that first half were not too bad. We got Diego Rosa on a 6.5. Otherwise, the boys are playing reasonably well. But we need to try and steal a goal by hook or by crook in this second half and not concede again. That's going to be difficult, especially when you've given a penalty away pretty early. And Ikechukwu, has he? Maybe he hasn't. Maybe I thought it was a... Hang on, we've given away 2 penalties now. I don't know what's going on. Ikechukwu was just pushed over Lewandowski in the box. The ref's given a penalty. It's now gone to another highlight, and Rosanas has pushed over Damsgaard in the box. What's going on here, ref? You've given 2 penalties within 2 minutes of the restart, but they're only taking one of them. Well, Lewandowski's in, and he's scored. What on earth was that little highlight reel about? We come back from the break. It clearly said on screen, Ikechukwu has pushed Lewandowski. Maybe that went to a VAR review that we didn't see and wasn't given. But Rosanas made up for it 60 seconds later. He chases down a player in the box and shoves him over. Okay, well now we're 2-0 down. And this is going to be difficult. And here is Diego Rosa. He's not played well so far, but he's got a ball through to Rossi. Rossi is lacking that yard of pace that would allow him to just sprint away from defenders and have easier finishes. He's 30 years old now, Rossi. He's done incredibly well to score the goals that he has. But he's definitely a more withdrawn number 2 striker. We're playing him as a pressing forward on support. He's not going to be our pacey hitman. Well, that job goes to Mbula or it goes to Aziz. And here's Mbula, and he might be making way in a moment for... Brace yourselves. Hold on a second. For Aziz. Mbula has got down the right. He's crossed it in. Courtois has parried it up into the air. And Rossi does what Rossi does. He's no longer running away from defences and firing home. And again, you put him with a little chance around the 6-yard box. And he will take it. Okay, we're now back in this game because we are 2-1 down. I think we need to have a look at some of our performances and have a look at the fresh legs that we could bring on. We're back in this. Okay, we need another goal. Rosa was not playing well. Lander is on. Maybe a set piece, a corner, a free kick. Maybe one of his delectable little through balls. And we could get back in this. We're going to need to tighten up a bit defensively to give us a chance in the final 20 minutes or so. Madrid are in again. And that does put the game to bed. I'm not sure I'm even blaming Barrosi for that. I think it's hit him on the foot and gone straight to Asensio. And now we're looking at being 3-1 down. Still not completely out the game, but 2 more goals against Madrid. Or maybe I am blaming Barrosi. I think it's hit him on the hand. And he has just nudged it down to Asensio's feet. We're pausing again. We're shouting. We're demanding more. We're already on a positive mentality. I don't really want to open us up any more than that. The front 2 are playing well. Cordoba is not. Maybe another midfield change could be coming. There is Cordoba. That's a better ball. Rosanas up from right back. Can he get a good delivery in the box? He has. Rossi's there. Mbula's there. Escobar's there. He's had a clear sight. I know it was from the edge of the box, but he's had a clear sight. Didn't even work the keeper. Now Santa Claus at left back, a Belgian wonder kid that they've signed. Gets the ball forward again. Here is Bobby Firmino. He's got to be in his mid-50s now as well. But here is Landa. We're looking for Landa to set up a chance. Probably for Mbula to run onto. We're playing pretty controlled football. Here's Escobar. Here's Landa. Here's Rossi. There is Mbula, and he is in. Just take the chance, son. Take the chance. Courtois, you're up against one of the best, aren't you? And Courtois keeps him at bay. But you can see the kind of chances we create with this system. You can also see how bad some of our short corner routines are. But in this system, we do keep releasing the front man. We just need to try and sign a front man that takes a greater percentage of their chances. We're going to have to go with what we've got. We've got the ball with Landa. Never misplaces a pass. Look at that. He's an artisan. And he set Mbula free. Mbula could get some good ball into the box. He has. Rosanas is up. He's had a header. Courtois is having to play well. We're forcing him to make some saves. And now I think we might just nudge it up to attacking. You never know. There is a chance in this game. We're on the break again. It's Mbula again. He's going to need support down there. He's got it through Rossi. We bring our forwards back for our corners because Rossi's one of our best aerial threats. It's Ndaba. It's Escobar. We've gone long. It's Rossi. He's got forward players with him. That's the joy of having two up front. He can't pick one out, though. He's got Landa instead. He's got Spearings. Now we could get the ball into the box. Score here. We're back in it. Oh, and he's put it right into the midriff of Courtois. I don't think we need to change too much because we are creating chances. Maybe we just throw caution to the wind and say to Escobar, do you know what? You can go forward again. Why don't we ask both of them to bomb on with a bit more regularity, take a few more risks? We could get a goal before the 90. We could give them some nervous injury time. It's going to have to come pretty soon, though. We're going to have to win the ball back if we're going to do it. Firmino, Santa Claus, Casemiro. This is not a highlight for us, is it? We're not going to win the ball back from them. They are stroking it around pretty easily. We can't get anywhere near them, even though we've got plenty of bodies back. Valverde striking all the right notes. We need to get the ball back and try and counter on, and we're not. And Alvaro Morata? Really? Alvaro Morata? We're in 2027 here. He seems to have been around for years. They brought on another 50-year-old. Firmino, he's 51. Sends the ball in, and Morata makes it 4-1, and we're out the game, and now we're worried about goal difference a little bit. Let's pause the game. Let's get into our fullbacks. Let's just say, do you know what? At 4-1 down, we're not getting back into this. Let's ask them to support. Because if this comes down to goal difference and we've conceded 6 to Real Madrid, I'm not going to be too pleased. Okay, we'll play. And look at the match stats. Both teams were on 11 shots and 7 on target. Madrid have just had another. But they've scored 4 of their efforts. We've only scored 1, despite having a couple of decent chances. We've now got Spearings firing one in. That's got to have been close to 30, that one, hasn't it? We've got 2 goals away at Real Madrid. We're going down in this game, but I think we've showed some promise. And do you know what? Most pleasingly, I think we've got a tactical system that we can work on for next year. I don't think we're going to be performing major surgery on the squad during the transfer window in the summer. I think it's going to be about trying to pick up 3 or 4 quality additions. A defensive one. Midfield, I think we're pretty good. Maybe we're looking at an upgrade on Pacheco as halfback. Certainly a striker with real pace and ability to just consistently finish. Good composure, good off-the-ball movement. And I think we could go up another level. Landa links it all together beautifully. Mbula, Aziz, Pacheco. We've got a minute of injury time. We could get one more back, you know. Escobar, Pacheco, Ndaba, Pacheco again. This could be the longest full-time highlight in the world, or are we about to force another chance? Or are we about to concede another chance as Firmino puts in a fifth? I'm not sure this scoreline is quite representative of how well we've played, to be honest. We've been thrashed, haven't we? 5-2. Yet we've still got 4 players currently playing above a 7. Aziz in central midfield loses a header that Cordoba probably would have won if I'd left him on the pitch. What a delightful little finish that is, by the way. And we're still a significant level below Real Madrid, aren't we? But we're closing. We're getting better. 5th place when the game kicked off. Probably down to 7th by the time it finishes. But way above where we were thinking we were going to be this season. Can't be too disappointed, but we've still got work to do. We've played all right there. 14 shots for them, 10 on target. 12 shots for us, 8 on target. The XG show that they had a couple of tap-ins. But we've not disgraced ourselves. Good performances from the front too. Another good performance by Pacheco. Maybe a little bit suspect in goal and Corian Darber's not covered himself in glory. But something to work with. We could just pick up a result, a draw at Barcelona, a win at Villarreal. And then, they've not responded well to that one. Then we might give ourselves a chance. What game are we going to be coming back for next? I'm not entirely sure. I guess that depends on when our fate vis-a-vis Europe is likely to be confirmed. Athletic Bilbao are now 2 points behind us. I think that must mean that they've not won their game. They've only drawn with Granada and they needed an equaliser just to do that. So that is encouraging at least. Betis have gone down 2-0 to Getafe. So that's helpful as well. The other teams are dropping points. So you never know. There is hope. We're going to see you for our final episode of our first season in La Liga. And it could well be that if we win it, we could be on a European tour next year.